If you're planning to plant cabbages in winter, there are a few things which I would love you to know before you plant winter cabbages. In winter cabbages, they're so simple to plant. Actually, to have a good harvest, it's so simple with cabbages in winter. So the key thing is that because there are few pests in winter and there's no rains in winter, it means you should be so aware on the variety which you choose. Choose a variety which will really suit well your region or where you're planting, and choose a variety knowing the market, because if you're planning to sell to your local community people, you should be aware that they want cabbages which taste nice. They don't really want big size. Some do want a really big size. So you should know the market and which variety to plant. So with me, I would advise you to plant a very good tasty variety of cabbage if you are selling your cabbages to your local community. But if you are selling your cabbages to people who are supplying school, people who are doing supplies, you should also do a research onto which variety should I plant, because some people don't really care about the taste of the cabbage, especially when they're supplying to schools. And you should be also aware that the moment when, because it will be in winter, and in winter schools do close around South Africa, you should be so aware that the variety which you will plant will be harvested maybe when schools reopen in July. So the moment you plant your cabbage, you should know the market where you are going to be selling those cabbages, because imagine you are targeting to sell your cabbages to people who will be doing tender to schools, and then only to find out that the moment you are starting to harvest, it's the moment schools are closed. So you should be so aware of the market, of the market, because like you can't just plant cabbages for people who are closing. So that's the one thing which I really want you to really know the variety. And the other thing, know your target market. And more farmers will be having cabbages, so be aware of the competition. The competition really goes high. Like, just be aware that just because you saw an opportunity of planting cabbages because it's winter, there are few pests and they're so easy to manage, even other farmers are thinking the same. So there will be a very high competition, to the point where even if you planted cabbages hoping maybe you will get this amount, you won't get it. Because like with cabbages, actually you won't get it, because the competition will be high and everyone will be wanting to sell their cabbages fast before they hit spring. So you should be so aware that the competition will be so high and the price will drop. Supply over demand, there will be so many cabbages. Even the year last year I had cabbages which I was so struggling to sell. I had to put petrol and drive around trying to sell them, because every farmer was having them and they were reducing price due to that they have lots of cabbages, so they wanna sell. Everyone wanna sell their cabbages. So you should be so aware that the competition will be really high and people will be reducing their prices, because there's even a very big farmer around, actually not around, far from where I stay. People would drive and go there just because that farmer have like around close to 1 million cabbages. So he was doing his best to sell them. So you should be so aware that the competition will be really high and you won't sell your cabbage by the amount which you thought you will sell them at. Only maybe if you are selling around your community, you are able to sell them at a very reasonable price. But if you are selling to people who are doing bulk buyers, those people will negotiate your price. Like they will really negotiate the price to the point where you will have to beat your competition. So be mindful that the competition will be really high. And the other thing which you shouldn't even compromise on is quality seedlings. Buy quality seedlings, because like the moment you buy seedlings which are not really quality, the moment you plant them, they're still trying to recover, and then it means you will be wasting your time, you will be wasting water, irrigating, fertilizer. So make sure that you buy quality seedlings, because quality seedlings will give you quality cabbages. And one thing is that if you're planting near the river, you should be so aware that when the temperature really drops, your cabbages will be growing slow. They won't really be growing faster than when there are high temperatures. And the other thing is that which you should put really in mind is that always irrigate them when it's necessary, because some people, I see them planting cabbages and even failing to give them enough water when the cabbage is starting to form a head. So make sure that you do quality irrigating. And the other thing which I would advise people, if you are not using drip irrigation, you can irrigate them one by one, but just make sure that you give them enough water and you do irrigate them regularly, because like there's always where you should start from. If you're able to use organic manure, use them, but not just organic manure will give you really good quality cabbages, because with my competition around here, I find them trying to compete with me using just organic manure. So yes, organic manure is good, but if you are really planting more cabbages like 1,000 upward, you should really also invest on nitrogen, fertilizers which have nitrogen, magnesium, and potassium. So actually the whole NPK. But like with my experience, I do use that NPK separately just to boost them. So I monitor and then I use those, because but like if you're able to use manure, you can use manure like organic cabbages. They're really even good. But with me, I don't really do organic due to the market which I'm trying to supply, because like sometimes it's not that easy to get organic manure to the point where you can even plant 10,000 cabbages. So but if you do have organic manure, you can use them. It's just that with me this winter, I won't be planting cabbages. Last year cabbages were giving me stress. I was competing left, right, center. I was doing my best to sell those cabbages. So I feel like now in this winter, I won't be having cabbages. I will be planting sweet corn. Sweet corn is really good. Last year I was also having sweet corn and cabbages, but sweet corn did give me a lot of money, and I feel like sweet corn is one of the crop which really have gave me a lot of money. So this year it's my second time doing sweet corn. So in this winter I will be having sweet corn. So I'm just crossing fingers that I have a very good successful harvest. But with sweet corn, I am so positive that I will do well. So if you have any question about farming cabbages, especially cabbages, because I've been doing cabbages ever since 2018. So I do have a lot of experience with producing high quality cabbages. So what I would love you to do is that if you've made it so far, you can leave a thumb up, you can leave a comment, ask anything related to cabbages. I will be posting more cabbage content soon. But on my side, I won't be planting cabbages. So stay tuned and like and subscribe. It does help the channel to grow.